Let me check my wireless. Okay, I think we're on. Hi everybody, today is March 8th, 2018, and it is International Women's Day. So I decided to come on to talk about it. Some people don't necessarily know about it. I have some natural light coming in from one side of my window, so then I look like I'm lighted, but that's actually the sun. So I want to say good morning, and especially to all of the amazing, inspiring women that I know, like Heather Labatt. Good morning, Heather. I want to give, first of all, a little history behind this Women's Day that we're celebrating. In the United States, they started in 1909, and it was just National Women's Day, and it was in honor of women that were in New York in the garment industry, and they were protesting the fact that they were not getting treated well, okay? In 1910 in Copenhagen, they followed suit and they started a Women's Day, and they got some of the other countries around in Europe to agree. So that was kind of the first international one, but it wasn't official. It was just some countries that were celebrating women. Good morning, Emmy, another beautiful, amazing, strong woman that I know. And then in 1911, they decided it was going to be March 19th. Again, it wasn't sanctioned by anyone. It was just different countries that kind of agreed together to have an International Women's Day. It took till 1975, though. In 1975 is when we had our first official sanctioned International Women's Day, started by the United Nations. And they are the ones that set it as March 8th. So that is why every year now we celebrate International Women's Day on March 8th. And goodness knows, women, we have come a very long way from the beginnings when if you even talk to your mothers and your grandmothers, where they did not have the right even to go for a career or to be treated equal in any way to a man. So this whole idea, though, it's even more than that. It's about gender parity and equality, but it's also just about celebrating the achievements in so many areas of women today that they never were able to be recognized for. I personally, as a woman, I think women are amazing. Women and men are so different, and I wish that I could say totally that we had equality. Of course we don't, but we do want to celebrate everything that we do have. I think that there's a stronger women's movement right now trying to fight sexual harassment and things that I feel is definitely important. What I want to say for Women's Day as part of my ThibTalk is we need to recognize in ourselves the power that we have, the worth that we have. I know I'm talking to some woman out there who thinks, yeah, there are a lot of amazing women, but not me. Or, I know that a lot of women can do things, but I don't think I can. And I'm here to tell you, you're wrong. You have it within you to be and do anything that you want. I think we do need to start with our children, our girls. If you've seen any kind of research and things, you know, we don't necessarily tell our girl children that, you know, oh, you're strong, you can do anything. You know, we tell them, you're so pretty, your hair is so pretty, you know, and it's important. I mean, it's important for them to feel beautiful, okay? But they have to know that there's so much more than that. I, of course, sell makeup and skincare because I do feel like your appearance in our society today does dictate the confidence that women have inside. And one of the reasons why I love working with Unique is because everything they do is about women and uplifting women. And in fact, one of the co-founders, Derek Maxfield, he and his sister, Melanie Huscroft, they founded this. And many times when he is asked, how did you become a success? And he says, because we have an army of women. He believes in women. And you feel that. And our whole purpose of empowering, uplifting, empowering, and validating women. It's all about that. And I think that's kind of what International Women's Day is too. It's about recognizing that we have so many women in the world that maybe have a power to do something and don't think they can. So many women in the world that could be changing the world, but they don't think they can. And isn't that a shame? Isn't that a crime that we could have women sitting home thinking they're not worth anything, thinking they can't make a difference when they may have the answers to some of the problems of this world? We can't allow that. We cannot allow that. So your mission is to uplift, empower, and validate women, to let them know that they can do anything, that they are worth it. And it's not easy, all right? A lot of people think of me as a strong woman. I wasn't always this way, and yet I had two parents who told me I could do anything, be anything. I had good grades. I had every single thing that you would expect a strong woman, a girl to grow up to a strong woman. And yet there were many, many times when I didn't feel it. There were many, many times in my life when I let men control me. And you should never do that. Your husband should not control you. There's no one who should control you. If you have a true soulmate, you discuss things together and no one controls each other. The first time that I realized that I didn't have self-confidence and that I didn't really have a lot of self-esteem. And I feel like I had my self-esteem in areas. And sometimes we see women like this as well. So when I was teaching in the classroom by myself with my students, I felt strong. I felt confident in what I was doing. But in a lot of other areas, I did not. So I feel, in looking back, my first step was in getting myself out of a relationship that was abusive, getting myself out of a relationship where I was not doing what I wanted to do, where I was being controlled and manipulated. And I used to always tell my students this because I wanted them to know that in the classroom they thought I was, oh, that could never happen to you, and it does. It happens to all women, I think, at one point or another. You have felt some type of authority, overbearingness, pressure, whether it's sexual harassment, whether it's just in a job, in an authority that you can do it, that almost all women at one point or another have felt that from a man. And that needs to change. Women need to realize that they are worth it, that they are self-confident in themselves. So as I said, I feel like that was my first step. My second step, unfortunately, was when I became 50. And I don't want women all over the world to wait till they become 50 to realize this. So that's why I'm telling you, okay? When I turned 50, it was like this. I thought, when, right, we all think, like my niece just turned 30, oh my goodness, thought 30 was going to be, crazy. Or people think that 40 is like, 40, the end of your life and all. So, yeah, I felt those things at 30 and 40. And I thought I would feel that way at 50. But when I turned 50, it was like this cloud opened up. It was like this, I'm 50. What the hell are you going to tell me about life? Why are you going to try to control me? I'm 50. And it was this thing that I thought, why did it take me that long to realize that I'm in control of my life? And I've talked to other women that has happened to as well. You need to get that from the get-go, ladies. Don't wait until you're 50 to realize that, you know what, in the long run, you need to please yourself. Now, I'm a Catholic person. I'm a very Christian woman, and so I'm always trying to please God. I'm always trying to do the right thing. So when I say you need to do what you want and please yourself, still doing the right things, because I always think that it's important, and you know what's right and you know what's wrong. But when I turned 50, I realized that I don't need to do something that I really don't want to do. And I think women need to realize that today, not wait till you're 50. All of a sudden, I started looking back at my life and realizing, wow, look at all I survived, or look at all I did. Why am I not feeling beautiful, strong, confident, worthy? Why am I not feeling that? And it was just in my head. It was just in my head from society always doing that. And as I said, even though I had parents that didn't do that always told me, you want to be the president of the United States, you want to be whatever you want to be it. But that you still get from TV and movies and the news, and just you're bombarded by your friends and everything. And so on this International Women's Day, I just want women to know that you have all of this inside you, and you have the intelligence, and you have the extra thing that sometimes men don't have, which is that nurturing gene that I think all women have, or most women at least. And that's a plus. That's not a weakness. Sometimes women think that our emotions, our feelings are a weakness. It's not a weakness. It's a strength. It's a strength. And you need to embrace it, feel it, and move forward and see what that's telling you. When I started with Unique, I did it just as a hobby. And honestly, not even as a hobby. I started with it because, honesty time, I love the makeup and skincare, and I could get a discount. Hello? Why would I be so stupid? Why would I just not get the presenter kit and get my 20% off? Hello? Why am I letting, the other presenter get it? So that's what I got it for. I wanted all the makeup. When I started doing all the things though, and the trainings and just the whole company's idea of what women could be and do, and other women saying, oh, you taught me how to do that, I like that, and oh, your videos mean so much to me because I've learned this and it makes me feel better about myself. And the more I learned about makeup and things, and when I looked in the mirror, I was like, all right, I felt better, and I started getting confidence. And I started realizing that I needed friends, that I need women friends for support. And that women, I started really recognizing that I love my husband and he's my best friend, and we can talk and we do things and we love being together. But I still needed my female friends who understand and who have the same mindset and who think the same way and who understand that emotional side of us or the feelings that we have. And so the third step for me in becoming a confident woman who knows that I have a purpose in this world was finding it. I said earlier that I felt very confident in teaching, and I really felt like that was my purpose. And I believe that I made a difference every single day. I truly believe that I made a difference every single day when I was teaching, when I was in the classroom. And when I got asthma and my allergies were so bad that I couldn't do it anymore, I really can't, as much as I loved and was so passionate about teaching, because my asthma was so bad, I kept missing school. I couldn't speak long enough to be able to teach a full day. So I had to give up the one thing that I felt was my purpose and my passion in life and what God wanted me to do. And the way that I did that was I went to work at the central office and worked with English teachers. And I loved all my English teachers and my librarians that I worked with, but it still was lacking something because it wasn't my passion. It wasn't the kids. I wasn't with my students anymore. I wasn't teaching. And so the real step for me was being able to find another way that I could teach through Unique. So when I'm doing my tutorials or I'm coming on and I'm doing a ThibTalk like this, I feel like I'm still trying to teach. I'm trying to impart knowledge to people either listening to my ThibTalks or watching my tutorial about how to cover your dark eyes that you might have. And some people belittle that. They say, it's just makeup, or it's just... That's all part of that society of belittling women. But anything that makes you feel better about yourself, that makes you, we all have things about ourselves. I don't, when I go walking, okay, look, this is my makeup to go work out. I'm going to Zumba class. Okay, now I do have a little bit more than I normally would because I knew I was going to do a ThibTalk, okay? But when I go walking in the morning, just in my neighborhood, I am going to put something under my eyes because my eyes are so dark and because I am so self-confident, conscious about that. So we all have things like that, whether it's you have a big nose or you don't like your double chin or you have hyperpigmentation like I do. Anything that makes you feel confident, beautiful is a good thing. And so I've seen that. And so it really hurts me if people belittle that, because if you've seen a woman who has come out of her shell, who would not go out in public, who the stories I could tell you in just the almost 2 years that I've been doing this, of women who I will not betray their confidence, but who have been through horrific things. And because I've taught them about makeup techniques and how to feel better about themselves, their life has changed. Guys, if makeup can do it, what else can do it? A smile can do it. Just talking to somebody, just having lunch with them, being kind, being positive, showing and acting like everybody you come in contact with is worth it. You look at all of the terrible things that happen in the world, 9 times out of 10, and maybe 9.5 times or 10 times out of 10, when you go and look at that person, The bottom line is they didn't feel worth. They didn't feel they had a friend. They felt alone. They felt outcast. Who better to change that than women? Because only a woman can make you feel so good with a hug. You know, a woman can make you, our emotion is what I said, our feeling is a strength. And so I firmly believe that the problems of this world can only be solved by women. I feel that and I don't want to belittle men in any way, but if you just look at, if you've seen the men are from Mars, women are from Venus, we're different. We just got to face that, okay? And that sometimes only logic look of a man, where a woman will be logical but also have that emotion and feeling in it, that's what this world needs. That is what this world needs. So it's International Women's Day, but we can start now in making a difference for this world to be a better place for men, women, children, for everybody. And it's going to start with you. It's going to start with women. So if you're listening to me and you're sitting there and you're thinking you're not worth it and you can't make a difference, you can make a difference today. You just got to listen. You just got to stop, reflect, and think, what can I do? Because in your heart, you know. Your heart, you know. I want to wish a happy International Women's Day to every woman in the world, but especially to all my Y sisters, to my mom, who is one of the most amazing women in the world, who has been through so many terrible, terrible things, and no one would ever know because she always has a smile on her face. To my sister, my sister-in-laws, my daughter-in-laws, my friends, every woman I know is just amazing. My nieces, did I get everybody? We can do it. We can do it. Start today. Think about what you're going to do today to make somebody else feel worth it. Every person that you do, the world's going to be better for it. Thanks.